Have you ever felt like your calendar is running you instead of the other way around? You say yes to everything, every project, every meeting, every committee. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted, but you can't quite point to anything that you did with real excellence. Well, I recently had the pleasure of seeing one of my colleagues, Courtney Clark, who is a brilliant speaker, put it perfectly. You can do everything or you can do excellence, but you cannot do both. That line stopped me in my tracks because she's right. And the moment that we really internalize that everything about how we lead, how we work, and how we live can shift. Hi, I'm Summer. I'm a keynote speaker and leadership trainer who has spent my career helping people lead with heart, courage, and clarity. I've worked for the Walt Disney Company, HEB, and even a dude ranch. And now I speak on stages across the world, helping organizations turn chaos into clarity and burnout into bold leadership. So let's start with the trap so many of us fall into, trying to do everything. We're taught early on that busyness equals importance, that the longer the to-do list, the more valuable we are. That if we're not juggling 100 priorities all at once, we're somehow falling behind or doing it wrong. But the truth? Busyness is not the same as impact. Doing everything is not the same as doing what matters. When we spread ourselves too thin, two things happen. First, the quality of our work drops. We rush, we multitask, we cut corners. And then second, we dilute our energy. Instead of showing up with focus and presence, we show up distracted, depleted, scattered. I want you to think about it. Have you ever been in a meeting with someone who is clearly answering emails at the same time? They're there physically, but their brain's not in it. That's not excellence. That's survival. So now let's flip Courtney's quote around and focus on the second half, which is excellence. Excellence doesn't mean perfection. It means intentionality. It means choosing fewer things and going deeper on those things. It means asking, where do I want to put my best energy and where can I make the greatest impact? Let me give you an example from my own life. Early in my career, I had this habit of saying yes to every opportunity that came across my desk. I was doing all of the things that I thought that I was supposed to do. I was coming in early, staying late, doing committees, volunteer projects, side tasks, everything. If someone needed something, then my hand shot up. And you know what? I wasn't doing a very good job. I knew I wasn't doing a very good job, and I really, really wanted to. And one day, my leader, Michelle, she brings me in her office. She sits me down and she says, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not working. And I felt relief because finally somebody was putting to words what I was struggling with. And when she pulled me aside and said that, I started to realize that my impact was spread so thin, it was barely visible. She taught me how and when to say no, and it was hard at first. But what I discovered was by letting go of the everything, I made space for excellence. I could pour energy into the projects that lit me up. I could serve my cast members more intentionally and create results I was actually proud of. And at the end of the day, I wasn't completely exhausted. So how do we move from everything to excellence? We're going to start with 3 practical steps. You can do this right away. Step number 1 is prioritize ruthlessly. Not everything on your list deserves your best. Use the 80-20 rule. 20% of your efforts drive 80% of your results. Identify those few things that matter most and give them the spotlight. Now, step 2 is protect your focus. Excellence requires depth, and depth requires time. Block time on your calendar for your most important work and guard it like you would a doctor's appointment. No multitasking, no email tabs open, no social media, just focus. And then step number 3, and I know this is going to be hard for some of us, but I'm here with you. Embrace good enough for the rest. Now, as I mentioned, this is the hardest one for many of us, especially high achievers. But not everything requires excellence. Some tasks, they just need to be done. And instead of trying to make everything sparkle, give yourself permission to settle for good enough on the things that don't carry the lasting impact. Because here's the thing, saying yes to everything, it doesn't just hurt you. It hurts your team, it hurts your personal relationship. When leaders and people try to do it all, they model unsustainable behavior. And they unintentionally communicate that worth is measured by exhaustion. And that creates a culture of burnout, which I'm sure many of us have been a part of. And we're not super excited about doing it again. But when leaders choose excellence, when they focus, they go deep, and they model boundaries, they give permission for their teams to do the same thing. They create a culture where quality matters more than quantity, where people know that their best work, not their busiest work, is what's valued. Let's go back to Courtney's quote. You can do everything or you can do excellence. You cannot do both. That's not just a personal productivity tip. That's a leadership philosophy. Because leaders who try to do everything become average at best. Leaders who choose excellence, who focus on what matters and let go of the rest, become unforgettable. Now, if this message lit a spark, stick around. Every week, I'm sharing insights from the stage, lessons in leadership, humanity, and the kind of change that actually sticks. Whether you're leading a team or leading yourself, I promise you to keep it real, relevant, and maybe even a touch rebellious. And until next time, don't forget, leadership starts with you. And you have got this. I'll see you next week.